Welcome back to SUPRS Live. It's time for the post race, and wow, um, if you didn't think that that was a crazy wild race, I guess you weren't watching because from every driver standpoint out there, it was one of the wildest and craziest ones we've run. Because I'm going to tell you something, that was something else. Fans, we hope you enjoyed that race tonight. We've got our winner, and it is Brad Keyser out of Liverpool, New York. He's been on a bit of a hot streak here lately. Brad, congratulations on your win here tonight in the Crazy Canuck Snowball Derby and picking up the Team Challenge Championship as well. Great run to you, man. That was a nail biter there several times, a whole lot of cautions.
Yeah, it was different than what our races have been lately because we have a tendency to put out some caution-free races. I think a little bit of a new track. It was definitely a tight, interesting track. So, um, great race. Great to come away with the victory. It was a fun night for me. Had to make a lot of passes in the heat, then again in the dash. So really had to work for it early. Got to thank my teammate Carl for staying out of everything back there because if he got caught up in any of the wrecks and got taken out, we wouldn't have had a chance to win the points. So that was a huge there having Carl be reliable and doing what he does best of just run good, consistent laps. But first and foremost, want to make sure our troops are safe. We saw the news today, not trying to get into politics, but saw the news of our troops. Just hopefully that everyone's safe and no one's injured. And then go back to saying thank you to first finish servers. Rob's been moving, getting everything squared away. Kevin with Hairbag Studios and Breeze Graphics, everything he does over there for us. And I can never say enough for Ices on top. Winning the Rookie of the Year last year. Great to get the mug they sent, and just great people running the league. But it was an outstanding night. It was fun to race, and I thankfully missed most of the excitement in the feature. It was mostly behind me.
First time at this track, Brad, did anything surprise you out?
I wouldn't say anything surprised me. I was actually surprised by the number of cautions we had with the talent level we have. It kind of caught me by surprise, but I was really surprised in practice. Um, I was never able to work the bottom line, the low line. I was really working the second, third line, and really that's where I'd made my mark through the test sessions. And then I made a change to left rear camber, and all of a sudden the car worked in all three lines, and it was evident all night long that I think I was one of the only cars that could really make a move low and kind of keep it there and not really break loose coming off of two. And I think that was really what set my night up because if I don't make those passes early on, you never know what happens in a feature. It just could go the other way.
That was a heck of a race for you. This has been a wild night, or wildest and wackiest night. You did a good job out there taking that team. Congratulations as well on that. Let's talk to your teammate now, driver of the number 42, Carl Bonsai Becker. Carl, you've been on that team, winning team in the past, and now you get to do it this year. How did you miss all the action that was going on in front of you out there?
I probably came within about a half a foot of hitting you once. I was standing on the brake pedal with both feet. uh, it it all occurred in front of me, and of course, being the kind-hearted fellow I am, the first thing I looked for was to make sure Brad was still out in front. You don't want to see your fast teammate get caught up in something like that. And I'm kind of with him. I was sort of surprised at the number of cautions, but it seemed to me like it kind of got to the point where it was just racing, and we know how these things can break loose sometimes. It wasn't like I did in my time trials and tried to knock the wall down or anything. So yeah, I wasn't fast, but I kept whoever was in front of me. I always kept them in sight. I just kept thinking, if anything goes wrong and I can keep moving up, uh, it may happen again, and by golly, it did happen again. I was just tickled to death to run all 50 laps and not have any dings in my car, and just tickled to death that Brad. I guess I might as well say this: we need to wish him a happy birthday. He just did this on his birthday, so to have my success of these 2 wins is having a great fast teammate. It certainly isn't me. Well, you got to be truthful, Bobby. There's no sense in trying to honeycomb it anywhere. And I've used Brad's setup before on some of the races, and they're always good. And tonight I was running Keith's, and I was just 2.5 to 3/10 of a second slower than you guys, but it was fun. We got to thank all the guys. Kevin puts in all this time, and Rob building the new garage and still taking care of the server, and of course we all know that Keith has the best car owner. If it wasn't for Cindy, a lot of this stuff would never ever get done. And poor Kevin fighting through some of his adversements that he's been dealing with, and he's still here with us. You can't go wrong, Bob. This is the best bunch of guys in the world to rate with.
We count you as one of those for sure, and folks, proving once again that you can be retired. Will be nice. Well, you can be retired and be a competitive online super modified sim racer. We're going to wrap things up here tonight from Delaware Speedway. And before we do, we want to remind you can see the International Super Modified Association Real Super Modified Racing on August 15th for the Harvey Lennox Memorial there at Delaware Speedway in Ontario, Canada. Mark it down in your calendars. Don't forget to go to our schedule page on supers.net. You'll be able to see all of the real super modified racing sanctioned schedules from across the country. Delaware Speedway, the place to be all summer long in 2020, and the place to be all winter long in 2020 is right at supers.net. You can go to the real deal in our forums and read up on real super modified racing. And while you're there, don't forget to go to the About page, learn more about Supers and why we do what we do. And that's to help injured super modified drivers through the Dion Parish Memorial Benevolent Fund for Super Modifieds. So for our winner here tonight, Brad Keyser out of Liverpool, New York, and our team champions, Brad Keyser and Carl Becker. I'm Bob Gang. We're saying thank you to First to Finish Race Servers for putting up all of the great servers that we get to race on. Thanks also to Hairbag Studios, BreezeGraphics.com, Icing's on Top, and all of you for tuning in here tonight to enjoy live super modified sim racing at its finest. Come back next week. We've got 2 nights of racing, Tuesday and Wednesday, with the Terry Gibson Memorial at Sandusky Speedway. NASCAR Heat style racing, a 50-lapper on Tuesday, and the big 100-lapper on Wednesday. We hope you can join us for another live broadcast on Twitch and Supers Live. Until then, again, thanks to all of you for tuning in. Remember, during the week, keep it wing side up and wheels to the ground.
Well,
if you're gonna do it, I say do it with someone you love. And if you're going through it, I say do it with someone you love. I've been around